There is a type of fighters that can be called inspirational stars. Sometimes they are more famous than many UFC champions, and videos featuring them garner an incredible number of views. One such fan favorite is Anzor Azhiev, a brilliant prospect from Europe. He has won the hearts of fans worldwide with his immense charisma and spectacular fights. Now, I will tell you about the path of the man who opened the door for such UFC stars as Chimaev and many more. Anzor Azhiev was born in September 1990 in the village of Prigorodnoye, Chechen Ingush, ASSR. Starting freestyle wrestling alongside his brothers, young Anzor became a three-time champion of Chechnya, the Southern Russia champion among cadets, and a bronze medalist of the Russian Championship. After finishing school and college, Anzor moved to Poland with his family in 2010. Following a challenging adaptation period, he began exploring a new sport for himself and eventually became the amateur MMA champion of Poland, as well as the amateur champion of the KSW organization in the 66-kilogram category. His professional debut took place in 2011 against the tough Paweł Glebocki. The experienced Glebocki started the fight with an effective leg kick and unsuccessfully attempted to take Azhiev to the ground. Midway through the round, Anzor managed to bring his opponent to the ground, where he attempted several submissions. But none were successful. In the second round, the Chechen fighter once again used his grappling advantage, making several submission attempts. Anzor's second opponent was Germany's Cengiz Dana, who had over 30 professional fights under his belt. Having improved his striking skills, Azhiev attacked in combination, but his primary weapon remained his grappling. Deciding to put on a show for the audience, the Chechen turned up the aggression, landing a knee strike. The Chechen fighter once again used his grappling. By the end of the round, he aggressively attacked and secured a takedown, earning a unanimous decision victory.
Anzor Azhiev!
6 months later, Anzor stepped into the ring against Scotland's Paul Reed, who was entering his 30th professional fight. Reed failed to overpower the Southern Russia champion. Throughout the first round, Azhiev repeatedly demonstrated his dominance in grappling. A spectacular throw marked the beginning of the second round, which played out similarly to the first. However, Anzor also showcased that he was a threat in striking. Sticking to his fight plan, Azhiev secured a convincing victory over his opponent. Next, Anzor faced undefeated Czech fighter Pavel Svoboda, who held a 7-0 record at the time. A Superman punch, entry into the clinch, and the opponent was already on his back. Returning to his feet, the Czech fighter tried to use his height advantage, but it was all undone by an overhand counter. This marked the Chechen fighter's first career knockout, which elevated Anzor even higher in the eyes of the organization and fans. After 3 wins in KSW, Anzor's next opponent was Artur Savinsky, who had previously fought the then unknown Conor McGregor and Artem Lobov. However, the fight did not go well, taking his opponent down with a double-leg takedown and initiating ground and pound. Azhiev accidentally struck his opponent's nose with his head in the heat of the moment. The fight was declared a no contest. 6 months later, a rematch between the two took place. The fight's beginning went better for the Pole than in the first bout. However, the Chechen grappling machine didn't take long to show its strength. Returning to the stand-up, Azhiev attempted to demonstrate his progress in striking. But again, lost control of the situation. Acting as a spiritual mentor to Aljamain Sterling, Savinsky won by disqualification. Later, Azhiev recalled the incident, stating that his opponent knew perfectly well that the knee had landed on the chest. However, it was a clever way to avoid defeat for the second time. In October 2014, Azhiev stepped back into the ring. His opponent was Angola's Gelson Henriquez. Right from the start, Henriquez surprised everyone with his wrestling skills and takedown defense. However, Azhiev's striking combinations appeared more effective. Despite continuing to surprise Azhiev with his grappling, the Angolan eventually succumbed to a takedown and came close to being choked out. Another takedown attempt soon followed. Trying to deceive Azhiev in the final stretch, Henriquez managed to make him nervous. But fatigue and Azhiev's grappling dominance eventually prevailed. Breaking free from the grappling exchanges, Henriquez tried to return the favor. But it was already too late. In MMA history, there have been only a handful of victories by knockout from the bottom, especially via Upkick. And now Anzor Azhiev etched his name into this elite group of fighters with such a knockout. 3 months later, Anzor faced Japanese fighter Kleber Kaike Erbst, who was on an 11-fight win streak and hadn't lost in 5 years. In the fight, Kleber kept Azhiev at a distance.
Nienaturalny zupełnie sposób potrafi przedostać się. Wydaje mi się, że Kleber Kaike jest najtrudniejszym do tej pory. Natomiast zanurkował Japończyk i Kaike. Szybko, dynamicznie, 2 razy lewą ręką pokazał Kaike. Czy to nie boli? Trafił prostym i w tej fenomenalny pojedynek.
Returning to stand-up, Anzor absorbed a few punches before taking his opponent to the canvas. However, caught in a tight triangle choke, he was forced to tap out. This was Anzor's first true defeat. Anzor's return to the cage came at the major KSW 33 tournament. His opponent was the notorious Montenegrin psycho Vasa Bakchevich. Known for his antics, Bakchevich once again provoked a conflict with Azhiev. The altercation nearly escalated into a fight during the weigh-ins.
To będzie to! To również jeden z tych pojedynków, aby...
Azhiev started the fight strongly.
A to masz odpowiedź właśnie, żeby złapać...
By the end of the round, the Montenegrin managed to stand up,
Troszeczkę za bardzo pokusił się o próbę poddania.
only to be taken down again. The second round followed a similar script.
Kapitalne kopnięcie Azhiewa, jeszcze raz tą prawą nogą. Ruszyłem w tej chwili, no, tej grze... Na razie, panowie, jeszcze...
Attempting to provoke Azhiev at the end, the Montenegrin made a mistake that Anzor did not forgive.
Pomógł sobie z drugą nogą.
Odklepie Bakacewicz, czy pójdzie spać? Azhiev! Kapitalnie! Kapitalnie! Anzor Azhiev!
After a 1.5-year hiatus, Anzor returned to the KSW cage in a new weight class for him, 61 kilograms. According to Anzor, the weight cut for his previous fight had been so grueling that he thought he might die while shedding the last few grams, prompting the move to our division. His opponent was Poland's Kamil Stelwa, who was riding a 4-fight win streak. Catching Stelwa with a counter-strike, Azhiev engaged in the clinch and took him to the ground, where the Pole was defenseless. In the second round, Stelwa attempted to initiate grappling, for which he was punished. In the final stretch, Stelwa landed a knee and attempted a guillotine choke. Due to Azhiev's exhaustion from the tough weight cut, the Pole managed to take the final moments of the fight, but it wasn't enough for a victory.
Anzor Azhiev!
To date, this remains Anzor Azhiev's last fight. Many fans wonder about the future of the Chechen fighter's career. There's no such thing as me retiring, Azhiev explained. I stopped fighting in 2017. We couldn't come to terms with KSW regarding the conditions. In just 10 professional fights, Anzor Azhiev managed to become a true star of European MMA. He was the first Chechen superstar on the European stage, effectively paving the way for talented fighters like Khamzat Chimaev and other Chechens. Never cherry-picking his opponents, Anzor immediately began fighting seasoned veterans, despite recently transitioning from freestyle wrestling. Having paused his fighting career, Azhiev now works as a coach at Poland's best gym, WCA. And who knows, perhaps Anzor will step back into the cage to delight his fans once again. Would you like to see him return to the cage? And how do you think he would perform in the UFC?
It's Anzor!